Hello from me, Bob Ballard. Tonight's match is the second of the day in Sopron in Group C. The defending champions Italy have just had a resounding win against South Africa by 22 goals to 4. This is likely to be a little bit closer, maybe a little bit tighter. The Canadian women tied their game with Italy last night, but after an absence of 5 years, the men will know this is a very tough opener against a nation that's been runners-up 4 times, including 2019, and they've won it twice in the past. So it is Canada against Spain, coming from the Lava Usodo in Sopron. And they're making a lot of noise in here. It's not a massive crowd, it must be said, but a lot of noise being generated. And a lot of expectation from the Spaniards after coming so close last time around. There's confirmation of the game that finished just a few moments ago. South Africa 4, Italy 22, so the defending champions well on their way. You'd say on the basis of what we saw in 2019, Spain are red-hot favourites here, but there have been some interesting scorelines and certainly not as one-sided scorelines in the men's events so far as maybe we had anticipated. 9 of the Spaniards who took silver in Gwangju return from 2019. They boast a young goalkeeper in Unai Aguirre, and Bernat Sanahua are the only 2 players born in 2000 or afterwards. So watch out too for the left-handed shooter Brian Malakwel, who gives them a different and very potent option. Spain will need to score a lot to overcome Italy tonight as far as the top of the table is concerned. Not sure we're going to see necessarily an 18-goal spread, but we shall see in due course. There are the FINA delegates. We'll see the officials for the game very shortly. They are from Hungary and Argentina, respectively. So 4 different venues are being used for the water polo. When we get to the tail end, we'll be moving most of the action to Margaret Island. I think we may have a little technical problem here, you'll see on the far side. So things might be just a tad delayed in terms of the introductions. I mean, the team's ready to go, as indeed are we. No, everything's fine. It's all in place, so I think we're going to play a bit of catch-up now as far as this game is concerned. Yeah, Spain just found the Americans way too strong 3 years ago. Did well to get through to that final. It was a very competitive men's event, apart from the Americans, the Italians being very much stronger than everybody else. Italians in the end were just too good. And this one, aside from maybe the Italians who've laid down their marker nice and early, has a lot of different perspectives and potential in terms of the medalists in the week or so to come. Top 3 are guaranteed some more games. Bottom team goes straight into the classification round, so they'll have one more game to decide where they finish in the world pecking order, but you want to be top 3 in your group, and Italy will almost certainly be there. Spain will fancy their chance as well. Canada likely to be the other team, but you never know. South Africa might spring a surprise. As far as the games are concerned, Canada have Italy next. That will be a difficult one. Then South Africa against Canada might well sort out who finishes 3rd or 4th in this group. As I mentioned elsewhere, we have the introduction of the team that's actually listed 2nd on the sheet, which is Spain. And they will come in with one person I mentioned already, their young goalkeeper, born in 2002, Unai Aguirre. Alberto Munarriz-Igana. Then Ortega Granados will be wearing cap number 3. Bernat Sanahua is number 4. Miguel de Toro Dominguez, number 5. Well, these very familiar names from 3 years ago. They've kept with the nucleus of what they had in Gwangju. Mark Elorbe Gonfas. Martin Ferreira next on pool deck. Like a man on the mission. Sergei Cabanas will wear cap number 8. Roger Tahul is number 9.
Number 10,
Felipe Peroni is number 10.
Number 11,
Blai Malach will be wearing number 11. He's the old man of the team at just a mere 35 this year. Alejandro Bustos, number 12. And the other goalkeeper, the more experienced of the two, is Eduardo Lorio, who'll be wearing number 13. A Spanish team. And now we'll see the Canadians. We saw their women in an epic tussle with the Italians last night. Finished 7-7. We would love to have a game in a similar vein here. I'm not sure it's necessarily going to be the case, but they've got Milan Radanovic in goal, if they choose to go with him as their first choice goalie, wearing number 1. Galen Patterson is number 2.
Number 3, Bogdan Jerkovic.
Bogdan Jerkovic is number 3. So you can see there's an awful lot of Eastern European influence in this Canadian team. Nicholas Constantine Bicari is number 4. A real character is Nicholas. And again, one of the elder statesmen, I suppose you could say, at 31. Matt Halajian will be number 5.
Number 6,
Jeremy Blanchard, number 6 for the Canadians.
Number 7, Jeremy Cote.
Jeremy Cote, not Cote, by the way, just in case you're wondering, because Cote is a very popular name in the Quebec area of Canada, but he is a Cote, not a Cote. I'll try not to make that mistake if I can during commentary. Sean Spooner is number 8. Alexei Gadian will be number 9 for the Canadians.
Number 10, Maria
Soleimanipak is wearing number 10
Number 11,
for the Canadians. Jason O'Donnell, much easier for the commentators to say. Number 11.
Number 12, Rule de Souza.
Rule de Souza is 12, and the other goalkeeping option will be the last man to come onto pool deck,
13,
and that is Brody McKnight, or Kinked as he is down on the
Head coach of Canada,
score table I've got here, but it is Knight. Most definitely is.
the referees of the match. Mr.
Patrick Oten is their head coach, and
Mr.
David Martin Lozano is the head coach for Spain. Our referees will come from Hungary, Yoga Kuhn and Agustin Pinsky of Argentina. They are our 2 officials. Right, first of all, we'll hear the national anthem of Spain. Well, the Spanish national anthem, which famously has no words, but the Canadian one does, is "O Canada." So we are ready to get the first games for Canada and Spain underway. Just a reminder, the defending champions have already played today for this game, and a resounding victory for Italy, 22-4 against South Africa. That's the introduction of our two officials. I mentioned from Hungary and from Argentina. Neither the Spanish from last time returning. Let's look at the Canadian team first, though. And a lot of experience in there. They have 4 players born 2000 and after. That first page contains a lot of upper 20s and a few on the second page, lower 20s. Patrick Oaten, assisted by Rodrigo Rojas, is the coach for Canada. And for the Spanish, who are looked after by David Martin Lozano, they have a very young and fairly inexperienced but very talented young goalie in Aguirre. They also have Felipe Roca, a mere 36. Go from one extreme to another. There is the boss. And let's see which way they play this. So they have vast experience on that bench. Players who are born in the 80s. Who, to all intents and purposes, will be, I'm sure, their last World Championship. So they want to make the most of it. Next up for Canada, by the way, is Italy. Then South Africa. Spain have South Africa and then Italy. And their remaining 2 games in the group before we get into the real hurly-burly of the knockout stage. Remember, when the game gets underway, you can't touch the bottom of the pool. You can at the moment, before the whistle blows. Take advantage of being right at the bottom, but after that, that's all the legwork you have to do, is to keep yourself afloat. We do have underwater cameras, so we'll detect if anybody gets pretty close to it, but generally the water polo players know it's all about keeping that movement going and making sure you're not anywhere near the bottom. We'll see some pictures, I'm sure, from the underwater camera at some point, which will be maybe a little bit more graphic than some are used to. No team talk before we start. The Canadians in their little group. The team talk being done by Jeremy Blanchard. And the first sprint will take place very shortly, just to determine who gets first possession. All lined up, ready to go. There is John Spooner. So wearing the white caps, it's Canada. Wearing the blue caps, it's Spain. Who's going to get the first sprint one? Spain is the answer. Won by Martin Ferreira. And Spain will be attacking the goal to our left-hand side. We'll be looking for an early route through to the goal. Goal being occupied for Canada by Brodie McKnight. Granados. Shot clock is almost expired. First shot hasn't really come in for the Spanish. He's come in now and does, and fairly easy block and punch away for Brodie McKnight. Didn't really test him too much. As Canadians make their way forward with Nicholas Constantine Bakari. Spooner. But no, too much happening in front of goal from the referee's liking. Just pushing down and too much that area just outside the goal. So you decide, oh, there's a great pass. What a great pass. And what a great goal. 56 seconds in. That's how you do it. That's what we call quick transition. And Alvaro Granados on the board for himself and for Spain in the first 56 seconds. Look at that. Perfect pass. One-on-one with the goalie, and let's be honest, Brodie McKnight stood very little or no chance of stopping that. Well, it was a fairly indifferent start from the first possession, but then they got their act together very well there. So first strike to the Spanish. Alexia Guardian. Almost intentionally collided with Larumbe there. And the Canadians completely waste their 30-second shot clock. Bogdan Djurkovic is the Canadian, but Granados is number 3 for Spain. Canadians with the blue caps, Spain with well, it says blue caps for Spain. It's kind of blue and a bit of red, all in a mix going on there. Constantine Bakari for Canada as they attack the goal to our right-hand side. Constantine Bakari, is he thinking about the shot? I think he is, because he hasn't got too many options at the moment. Here comes the shot. Palmed away by Aguirre. So they've gone with the youngster. They've gone with the 19-year-old, rather more established Eduardo Loriot. He is the future after all. Now with Menares. Larumbe. Gets reset. And there will be a chance for exclusion and the chance for a shot, which is taken by Miguel de Toro. Couple now for Spain in the opening 2.5 minutes. 5:27. And de Toro takes his chance very well. He didn't really have well, the goalie had already committed himself, and there was then quite a vast expansive goal to be filled, and he did. Canada not really got into this game yet. Sean Spooner will hopefully change all that from their perspective. Patterson. Arjan just not being allowed any room or time or space to think, let alone move the ball around. They're going to run out of time if they're not careful. 5 seconds. They'll try and get into the right area, but that had to be a very despairing pass because shot clock was down to 5. Spain doing very well to thwart the Canadians at pretty much every turn, and they are good on the quick release as well. Getting that ball down the pool as quickly as they can, and they've got options here. Cabanas is dunked. Gets it back to Granados. No exclusions yet, but there might be one coming. Spanish coach not happy. He thinks there should be one, but there's not going to be one. Has he kept it down? He has. Let's get enough on it. Did the Canadian Brodie McKnight. Just the tips of the fingers enough just to stop it rolling over the line. Hassan for the Canadians. Well, there's been nothing really positive or purposeful from the Canadians so far. Spooner, that's better, but again the pass just falls off the end of the fingers of Galen Patterson. So it was Bogdan Djurkovic. Oh, the Canadians just not quite in any kind of rhythm yet. Menares for Spain. He's got intention of shooting here, and he's thought about it. Definitely thought about it, and then that might have been a better option than the shot that followed. You just see him just lining up with a couple of thoughts of taking a shot. So Granados and de Toro with the goals so far. Spain have been by far the better team. It's going to be an exclusion here for the Spanish, and De Toro is going to sit it out. Be out of the action for 14 more seconds. Oh, he's not happy with his cover in front, is he? He might be a young man, but he's telling more experienced players exactly what he thinks about the lack of cover there. Shot off the post from Granados. Take it easy, says the coach. 2:53 in the first. Spain in the groove. The play comes in for Canada as they try and mount something meaningful here. Patterson gets stolen away. Spooner can't hold on to it for very long because Granados was all over him like a rash. 2:30 in the first remaining. Granados. Look at the steals. 4-1 to Spain, who only not had 6 minutes yet. Monares. Shot clock down to 10. Need something fairly soon. They're not in a great position, actually. That's a way too acute an angle for the shot from Sanahua. Goalie has nobody to deliver the ball to, though. That's why he was screaming brilliant midnight, saying, well, who wants it? And look how deep they've ended up being, but they've got it central. Chance for Coates. No, and then he, in the act of thinking about what he was going to do and potentially shooting, gets the ball stripped away from him. Now, to be fair, Aguirre's had nothing really to do so far in the opening 6.5 minutes. And Spain, in that quick transition again. Malarak looking for the shot. 6.9. There's going to be an exclusion for the Canadians. And players going to be going. Here's Diane. 10 more seconds with that man advantage for the Spaniard. They can't quite take it. And Brody McKnight says, thank you. I'll hold on to this for a bit. Saving 4 or 6 so far. Now they'll get replenished with that extra man. And they always had a man advantage for a moment there as they were swimming back, but that advantage is now lost. Austin Bikari for the Canadians. There's a shot at last. Although D'Souza doesn't find the target, at least there's a bit more intent from Canada, who've been powder puffed so far. 2-0 Spain. The lead could have been much bigger than that. Walks forward. One back by the Canadians this time. That's a good interception by Matt Elajian, who's just come out from his 22nd exclusion. McKnight again. Look, he's looking up, going, well, who wants it? I find it amazing. He spent so much time barking at his players, saying, well, come on, somebody give me an option. And they're just not giving him the kind of look he wants. That is the end of the first quarter. And if I was a Canadian coach, I would be a little bit rattled now, because they just have not got themselves into this game at all. It's almost like they're meeting for the first time. Well, there's going to have to be some tough talking done here. Canada trails Spain after the first 8 minutes by 2-0. You would think, would you not? The goalie be having a word with his troops and having a word with the coach, saying, come on, give me an option. Give me an outlet. Give me something to do. Give me something to give it to. And that has been the root cause of the Canadians' problem. Oh, hello. Maybe they're not going to do a handshake on that. But this was brilliant from Spain. Absolutely brilliant. That long pass, so effective, so destructive. And there was Granados to finish it off for goal number 1. for the Spaniards. And that was goal number 2, taken by De Toro. So a quick look at the stats. Spain with 9 shots. Canada with 2. 2 in 8 minutes. They've been shot. So they haven't really got close to the... This is one of the very few. In fact, that's one of the 2 they've had. You can see how annoyed Unai Aguirre, the youngest player on the Spanish team, was with that. Not just the youngest player on the Spanish team, youngest player in the match. Shot efficiency, zilch, 0, nada, nicked for Canada, and just 22% for Spain. It's not been a real eye-opener this game so far. I think there's better to come. Spain know they could play better. Canada know they could play way better than this. But 2-0 it is after the first quarter. Right, into the sprint. Who's going to win it this time? It's going to be Spain, number 2. They still taking that goal to our left-hand side. Both of those sprints comfortably won by the Spaniards. Larumbe looks up and says, right, who would like a piece of the action here? He's going to have to dictate things from way out. There's going to be an exclusion for Canada. I think it's Djokovic going. It is for 20 seconds. Man advantage for the Spaniards. That's good work by De Souza just to prevent that, and Djokovic will be back in. And Djokovic back in any second now. So the Canadians just wait until they get their full complement of players back in the pool again. Let's start to make strides forward with Djokovic straight out of the exclusion zone. Maybe straight into taking a shot. Thought about it. It's going to take one here, surely. This indecision by the Canadians is really doing them down. Yeah, shake of the head. There was a good look, a couple of good looks there for Djokovic to at least take a shot. And he didn't. And they might be punished for that. They are. By Felipe Peroni. And the old man comes up with yet another World Championship goal. Man who's now 36 years of age. Still knows how to do it. Still knows where the goal is. Still knows how to score. Now, can they be a bit more decisive here, Canadian? Sean Spooner looks up. Everything's going backwards from a Canadian point of view. They're not getting that transition happening at all. Coat. That's more like it from Sonny Manapak. But it's a shot on goal. It's not a telling one, and the Spaniards can reclaim it. There's 20 seconds to do whatever they want on the shot clock. Malarak. That's into no man's land. Who wants it? Well, referee's going to exclude the Canadian, and as he does so, the Spaniard strike with Roger Tahul. Looking at the personal fouls for the Canadians now, they've got 4. Spaniards have only got the 1. Canadians are playing right into the Spanish hands at the moment. Not really creating much of... No, now, could this change the pattern? Spooner. He's the ball carrier most of the time. the exclusion here for the Spaniards. Yeah, so the Canadians have a man advantage, and there is the goal at last, and it's come from the most likely source, Raul de Souza. He's been involved in play both ends, good block at one end, and at last a goal for Canada at the other end. Raul de Souza at last gets Canadian on the board, and that was again the decisive play we've been talking about. Doesn't really matter which sport we're talking about. If you don't shoot, you don't score, and that's been their problem. They've played it around a lot, and they've never really gotten to dangerous territory at any point. But that's the first time that the defense of Unite Aguirre has been broached. Monares. Peroni. That's off the frame of the goal, almost straight back to Granados, who said, look, I was impeded, they're going for the ball. Referee does not agree. So back they'll go towards the Spanish end. And this is the most decisive we've seen because the Canadians so far, with Galen Patterson. Guardian. Guardian again. What's the shot clock showing? 5. Well, at least Guardian took a shot, but it was a little bit of a tame one, and no real problems for Aguirre. 4.5 minutes to go before we reach half-time. Canada on the board. 2-1 to Spain in this quarter so far. Score will be 3. Good block. Good save. Good work by Brodie McKnight. Yeah, very good save. Got himself nice and deep in the goal, make sure there was absolutely no way through. This is the Canadians coming forward in numbers now with Guardian. Oh, and he sneaked in and has it from Konstantin Bakari. Has it. Are they going to look at it? He thinks it's in, I think. Meanwhile, at the other end, a one-on-one chance for the Spaniards, taken by Granados. Now, this could be quite controversial because Canadians thought it had sneaked over the line at one end. While they were protesting, the ball was delivered to Granados, who had a one-on-one with Brodie McKnight. Now, are they going to have a look at this? They are. They're going to examine whether the ball was over the line or not. Of course, then the Spanish goal would not count. It's over, surely, is it? Is it over or not? No, it's not. I think the... just waiting to have a look at that again. They're looking, and the goal for Spain will count, I think. Not totally clear from that instruction exactly what the decision was. I think they've given the Spanish goal. No, they've given the goal to Canada. The goal has been given to the Canadians. There you go. It was just over the line. It was a tight call, so the Spanish goal obviously gets taken off. I think. Well, what we're seeing on, well, I'm seeing on screen and what I'm seeing on my computer are two different things. So we'll just wait for confirmation. Yeah, it is 4-2. It is 4-2. It's not gone up on the official scoreboard yet, but 4-2 it is for the Canadians. They've not put it on the official score yet, but trust me, it is 4-2. Well, this changes the game a little bit, doesn't it? Patterson has a chance maybe to make it 4-3. Guardian. One back by Spain. Still not on my official score sheet. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. But 4-2 it is. Peroni finds the bottom corner. Well, basically pulled the goalie out of position. Now, 5 5-2 it is. Although on the official computer that I'm looking at, it still says 5-1, but I think people are rather confused by the VAR check. Wait for that to be adjusted, but the score on your screen is the score we believe it to be. 5-2 to Spain over Canada. And that goal most definitely scored by Felipe Peroni. His second of the game. It's with Blind Malarak. He's going to take it all the way himself here. Oh, and then he gets robbed, but illegally, says the referee. And that is going to mean a penalty for Spain. And that will be taken by Felipe Peroni for his hat-trick. Can he score it? Yes, he can. Felipe Peroni gets his hat-trick and gets Spain's 6th goal. 6-2. Just to confirm, 1 for Granados. Just going to change my score sheet here as well. 1 for De Toro, 1 for Tahul, and now 3 for Peroni. Well, they still haven't put that second Canadian goal up on the official computer yet, so wait for that to be clarified, but so we believe that scoreline is correct. Well, it's on your screen, that is. Djokovic. Canada will lose Spooner for the time being, which gives a one-man advantage, taken full advantage of by the Spanish, and Malarak scores his first and Spain's 7th. Well, he's got enough energy. I think he's asking for more energy, but with that man advantage, yeah, well, the Canadians can look and go, yeah, taking some silly fouls, and that's not helping their cause whatsoever. Foul counts. They've got quite a few on one. No foul trouble yet, but Djokovic, Constantine Bakari, Blanchard, Coates, Spooner, Cardian, all on 1 foul. Still on the official sheet, it says 1 goal for Canada. Cardian. Now, 2.5 seconds remaining. He's saying, why is there not a penalty? It will be a penalty. Yeah, they get what they desire, and Jeremy Coate will take it. Jeremy Coate up against Unai Aguirre, and saved by the young Spanish goalie. Very powerful save too. That was not a fluke. Not a fluke at all. And read the intentions of the Canadian very well. Went the right way. Nice height for the save, but still had to make it. Cardian. Jen doesn't take it first time. That was a nice bit of play. Didn't have quite the end result that De Souza wanted, but enough to get back and help out that defensive line. "14 seconds away on the shot clock. They won't need any of that because they're going to score with that. The man without the cap. Replace it, thank you, sir. Just to help the commentator, if you wouldn't mind. Bernat Sanahuya gets goal number 8 for Spanish. And now I can tell you officially, Canada do have those 2 goals. I think we knew all along, but it's taken a while for it to be registered. So Hossein Bakari and Raul de Souza with those 2 goals. But in reply, Spain have 8. And they have dominated this quarter 6-2. Last 33 seconds before we reach half-time. I'll say this young man's been the outstanding player for me, Raul de Souza. He's been involved in a lot of good things at Budapest. Here he is now, getting himself into position probably for the pass. He's the wide open man, but it doesn't find its way to him. And Spain will have the last possession of this second quarter. Aguirre wants the right pass. Or is he going to hold on to it? No, he's going to wait till they can distribute it as quickly as possible. Look for the last goal. Is it coming? No, it's not. It's, well, I think it slipped off the fingers of Cabanas, but I think there's going to be... Oh, it's down to... Oh, it's going to be a penalty. Yeah, it's going to be a penalty Larumbe's going to take. Larumbe's got the penalty to make it 9-2 at the end of the second. Just waiting for clarification on why that was given, I think. Canadian coach not happy, but a little chat going on. But Larumbe will have it and will score it. So, pretty comprehensive, I would say. That second quarter from a Spanish point of view. 2-0 up after the first, 9-2 up after the second, and well on their way, and they guessed right. It slipped under the body of Brodie McKnight. So quite a lot to talk about, a lot to chew over from a Canadian point of view. They've got a lot of work to do to get back into this now. Canada 2, Spain 9 at half-time. Well, it has been Spanish dominance for the most part. They've taken the chances, spurned very few of them. They've spread the goals around, apart from Peroni has got a hat-trick. Malarac, Larumbe, De Toro, Sanahua, and Granados, all with goals contributing to the scoreline. We had our first, well, as far as my game's concerned, our first look at the goal line technology, which I'm sure we will see in this highlight reel. There's Peroni's goal. We'll see there's Peroni. And the next controversial bit was the goal scored by Canada, which I think we're going to see next from Nicolas Constantin Bakari. Right, now, had it crossed the line, or had it not crossed the line? That's what we will have to determine. And it was determined, not on the Spanish goal, obviously. That's another one of theirs, but Nicolas Constantin Bakari at the other end. We're seeing all the Spanish goals now, not the actual moment controversy, which I think we will see in due course. As Peroni, one of his 3 hat-trick goals. Right into the corner. He's been doing that a long time as the 36-year-old. Well, we didn't see the goal line technology, but we did use it, and it went in favour of the Canadians, whose shot efficiency at 20%. Spanish at 50. 40 shots, both converted for the Spanish. The one taken by Canada, not. Start of the third period. About to get underway with the sprint to determine who will get the first possession. Lots and lots for the Canadians to do now. 90, they had it quite tight for a while, but managed to start to pull away. And another sprint won by Martin Vermeer. Sana Huya. Here's Larumbe. Larumbe being held off by Guardian. And referee says, hard luck, Canada. That's well, they're all looking back at the referee saying, well, what do you call that for? And as they're in the midst of having that kind of conversation, Roger Tahul says, do you know what? I'm going to take my chance and post goal number 10 for the Spanish. You can just see the Canadians looking back at the referee while all this is going on with hands raised, saying, well, what did you call that for? And while they're having that long-range discussion, Roger Tahul takes advantage. And they are using the depth of their bench, aren't they, in terms of where the goals are coming from. Toro. Put it right in the mix. Eventually going to have to do it now because only 5 seconds remaining. Toro shoots. Well, that was a shot to nothing, really. Right, here's Larumbe. To Cabanas. Toro. And beautifully done by Tahul. His hat-trick goal. 2 hat-tricks now. Tahul puts his cap back on as he swims away to celebrate goal number 3. Yeah, fairly fortunate the way the ball found its way across the surface, but he was the man in the right position. And Canadians just out of ideas at the moment, not looking like they're going to mount any kind of comeback. Sean Spooner, Coates, Spooner, Coates again. It's been played between the two of them, but that shot clock down to 8. Going short side was Solomenapak, but it's too acute an angle, and the goalie this quality is just not going to be beaten from that angle. Spanish have a lot more propulsion on this one and score again, and it is Alberto Menares who adds his name to the goal scoring list. So Vermeer and Bustos, the only 2 players who haven't yet registered a goal for the Spanish. Everybody else on the score sheet. In fact, to be fair, Vermeer, Cabanas and Bustos, 3 of them, but there's still plenty of time. Nadia. Spooner. Need a man in front. Perhaps it's going to be Spooner to just put a launch in. Solomenapak finds a big outstretched palm of Aguirre in the way. 9 out of 11 saves made by him. Into no man's land. Flick back towards his goalie by Toro. Yeah, it is one of those really frustrating days for the Canadian coach, because those 50-50s seem to be going the way of the Spanish, but they're kind of earning them to a certain extent. And they are swarming around the front of the Canadian goal again. There's a really good chance for the shot from Larumbe, and ultimately it's not him. It's the man wearing the number 5 cap, Toro, who adds to his tally. And Spain in danger. Not danger from their point of view, but Canadian danger of running away with this. Yeah, the face of Ronald de Souza. Actually, all you need to know about how the Canadians are feeling Another telling stat. Nothing happening from close in. They're allowing the Spaniards to get in close, within 3-meter range. So the pack, but again they're going backwards. And nothing really been created from the first 20 seconds of this attack. Jeremy Coates. They're going to dribble through. Well, he kept his eye on the ball. Well, did Spanish keeper. So there was danger lurking every which way, but not too worried about the players around him. Just worried about that multicolored ball. Spanish have been in control of this for quite a while now. Will continue to be. They play like this. Faked on the shot. Right in there. He could almost have, well, although he can't walk it in, he can almost swum it in. Good Miguel de Toro. Back-to-back goals for the number 5. And he goes to a hat-trick. So we've got Peroni on a hat-trick, Tahul on a hat-trick, and de Toro with 3 goals now as well. How are you feeling if you're on the Canadian bench or the Canadian coach? Because it seemed like everything's just running out of control and there's very little you can do to stop it. There shouldn't be this disparity between the two teams, but there is at the moment, and they're also intercepting and blocking. And the checklist for the Spaniards will have a lot of ticks beside it. Aguirre. That's right where Larumbe wants it. He hasn't scored yet. That's a decent block by the goalie. Got himself in a good position. They've changed it to Milan Radanovic. Milan Radanovic is now in the goal for Canada. Patterson. Spaniards are doing a great defensive cover here. Djokovic doesn't have a look. He had to go for that because there was no other option. There was nothing on at all. And the reason the heads are bowed is because at the moment they're just not being creative. Just no ideas. And rather than waste the shot clock, you got to take a shot, but the shots are really to nothing. That's anticipated well by Jeremy Coates. We need a bit more of that. A bit more anticipation. 14-2. So first quarter 2-0, 7-2, already 5-0 in this one. Still 2.5 minutes to go. Guardian. Jeremy Coates. Well, it's a shot on target. Pretty much all you can say for it. Aguirre was there. It's not the biggest goalie, but he managed to fill enough of the goal to make it look like there wasn't much of an effort. That's a good block at the other end. Very good block for the new man in there, Milan Radanovic. Well, Brady McKnight's evening may be complete. Of course, he can be put back in if needs be, but I'm not sure that's going to happen. Looks at Guardian. Jeremy Coates. Well, there you go. More of that, please, because they're going to get a chance to reset the clock for 20 seconds, put the ball in from the corner. And that's a bit more like it. That's a bit more what they need. Sean Spooner to Guardian, who gets a bit of a dunking from Larumbe. 11 seconds. Oh, a little blind reverse nearly worked for Bogdan Djokovic. Not quite, but yeah, at least it was an idea, and it nearly caught out Unai Aguirre, but not quite. The other end, Top save from Milan Radanovic. We've seen both goalies on top of their game right now. Radanovic will come out as far as he can to get that ball to Sean Spooner. Spooner's going to have to swim quite a way in now. Guardian is going to fight his way back to Spooner again. It's right in the mix, but Spaniards will get possession back. Oh, he just swam over it, but gets it back. There's Peroni. Such a wise customer. Is he going to get number 4 here? Of course he is. Of course he is. Why did I even doubt that he'd do that? Felipe Peroni, 4 out of 5. And what the smarts were on that was he just kept going. Didn't stop. Looked up. Do you know what? This is all down to me. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's exactly what he did. Couldn't see an obvious pass. So I'm right in front of goal. I might as well take my chances. And take his chance, he did. He's going to have a bit of a breather now. Quite right, too. At 36 years of age. Well, wouldn't you? Last possession should be the Canadians. Shot clock's about the same as a game clock. That will be the last move forward for the Canadians in this quarter. Guardian, you're not going to score from there. Not with as many bodies as there were in the way between the shooter and the goal. And so far, so good. From a Spanish point of view, they are very much in control of this. After 3 quarters, they lead by 15 goals to 2. Pretty much easy as you like. They're picking their spots well. Their close-range shooting tonight has been exceptional. And they've got themselves into good position. They've been allowed to get in those positions, it's true, but you still have to convert when you're there, and that's precisely what the Spanish have done. Doesn't matter whether it's short range or slightly further out. Top corner, bottom corner, all the same to the Spanish at the moment, who look quite dangerous. We know how good their women are as well, but this Spanish team look pretty dangerous to me. And I certainly fancy their chances of getting into the medal round. Shot efficiency well up now for the Spanish, up to 56. Canadians not much to talk about. 2 out of 2 on the penalty shots, 0 for 1 for the Canadians. Extra player shots, 4 out of 5. And there's quite a few Canadians in tonight. Might just not be enjoying the night as much as they hoped. Spanish, however, I'm sure they'll be appearing over the next week or so as the Spanish almost inevitably progress in the tournament. Well, Canada had their purple patch, if you like, in the first quarter. Only conceded 2 goals, but then 7 in the second, 6 in the third. It's a damage limitation job for them now. Jason O'Donnell's involved in this. Here comes the sprint. Spanish are very keen to win all 4, and they will. Salakua. Menares. Seconds on the shot clock. They'll progress the ball as they see fit. It might be in stages. Actually, they lose it now. Canadians get it back. So the Spanish get it back with Canadians, I'll get this right in a moment, the Canadians are going with D'Souza. D'Souza thinks. Well, who's gonna carry this forward? Maybe it's Constantine Bakary this time. He's quite deep. Back it comes to D'Souza. Go on, have a go. Oh, thought about it, and then it gets stripped away from him. Yeah, it is that kind of day. And D'Souza has been very good, to be fair. I think he's been one of the better operators from a Canadian point of view, but he's not able to do it this time. Granados for Spain, getting himself in a good shooting position, and shoot he does, but off the top of the bar and away to safety. Two Spaniards have got, well, one's got 4, 2 have got 3. That's De Toro and Hall, 4 for Peroni. Just looking at the foul count, a couple of Canadians on 2. Going to be a bit careful here. Constantine Bakary, that's going to bounce kindly and fortuitously for Unai Aguirre. Spooner's on 2 personal fouls. Constantine Bakary's on 2 personal fouls. We've got a timeout coming. So, in fact, Constantine Bakary has got 3. According to, yeah, he has. According to the official sheet, he's just got his 3rd. So instead of looking at 2, it flipped over to 3. But here's the Spanish coach.
Miramos central, de acuerdo, agresivos, intentamos meter dos veces, palos separados, ya está. Vale, chicos, venga, me parece.
Right, well, the official score computer says Constantine Bakary's got 3 fouls. It hasn't come up on the screen yet for you, so we'll just wait and bide our time. Right, back to the, yeah, there you go. There is the confirmation of the exclusion for Constantine Bakary. Shot finds his way in from Munares. Doubles his tally, takes the Spaniard on to 16. So yeah, I was talking about foul trouble for a couple of Canadians, and just as I said that, 3rd foul accumulates for Constantine Bakary, so he's gone for the game. Good warm-up this for Spain. Very good warm-up indeed. Some, quite tight games going on elsewhere. We'll give you a roundup later on, but this one's one of the more one-sided ones tonight of the games. And Spain laying down a marker. I don't think Djokovic enjoyed that particularly. Larumbe. He's not going to shoot from that kind of angle. They'll shoot from this one, or maybe from further over. Not taken, though, by Peroni. Peroni on 4. Going to be man of the match, isn't he? The old man with 4 goals at this stage. Sean Spooner. Well, he's done this time and time again, and just not been able to find the outlet pass or the player who wants to take it further. D'Souza's had a better game than most for the Canadians. Yeah, he's very deep, and it's down to 5 on the shot clock, and there's no real shooting position. Now there is, and again, and may have been a bit fortunate for Aguirre, but he had his arm in the right position. I'm not sure he was a totally controlled save, to be honest. But that's what lucky goalies do, is get themselves in the right position sometimes. Guardian. Spooner. He's going to shoot. No, he's not. Play it out. That's going to dribble. well, but doesn't find its way over the line. Doesn't have enough momentum. Well, they had that little patch in the second quarter when they scored a couple of relatively quick goals. But since then, the cupboard has been bare for the Canadians. Larumbe. Shot saved from Tahul. Shot put at 18. Baroni. You fancy number 5? I'm sure he does. If it comes back around to him. Oh, cheeky. Very cheeky from Bly Malarak. I got to admit, I was looking the other direction to see what his options were, and he said, well, the best option is probably mine, and I'll take it. Look at that. 2, 3. That's about a third fake before he actually threw it. And Radnovic had a pretty good start to his time between the posts, but it's not looking that great now. It's Malarak. Still, we've got 3 Spaniards who have not scored a goal yet. They won't at the moment because there's the Canadians who are attacking with Solomonipak. Patterson. What options? Oh, well taken, but he couldn't control it. That was the problem with that. Although he did well to even get a hand on it, Jenny couldn't quite get any momentum for the shot. That kind of sums up Canada's night, that face. And another one, and yet another one. And this time it's Granados. Alvaro Granados says, do you know what, I fancy this hat-trick, Lark. I'll do my bit to join the club. And join the club he does. 3 from 3. So Baroni's on 4, Tahul's on 3, De Toro's on 3, couple are on 2, in fact 3 are on 2. If you're Bustos or Cabanas or Fameri thinking, right, I've missed out a bit here. 18-2, 2:54. I'm afraid it has been a rout, but that's nice, but not nice enough from a Canadian point of view to add to their tally. He's starting a conversation here. Can Tahul? There's a game going on. Like, no, have a chat. Why not? Cabanas. Oh, a little bit of Strictly Come Dancing going on between those two there. Cabanas. Now, is there going to be a shot? There is going to be a shot, and it's gone wide from Bustos. Yeah, it's his first shot on net, and he won't be joining the goal scorers at this stage. 2:17, right, something quick here from Canadians. Look at that goal shot, 2 out of 22. 18 out of 33, a much better percentage. There's going to be a timeout because there's an exclusion followed by a timeout. And the Canadians will have a man advantage. That's really going to matter that much. And in fact, Spain call the timeout. Let's see what they've got to say. Well, we didn't hear what anybody had to say about that, do we? But I'm sure anything that is said at this stage is going to have a massive effect on what's about to come. .206 remaining. And with possession. Play it around. 13 seconds remaining. That's nice. That's better. But they need an incisive finish. Is it coming? Not from over there. It's not. They're going to waste this. They do. Well, if ever a move summed up the Canadians' night, that was it. All looked okay. Build-up looked fine. And then it all fell apart. Now Spanish have a chance to add to another one. Chance for Menares. Oh, and that's going to be a penalty. There's another. So Menares is going to get a chance to add to his tally and give himself a hat-trick as well, because that's going to be a penalty foul. Down to you now, Milan Radanovic, to try and stop. Actually, Granados is going to take it. Granados, and it's saved. So a hat-trick will not happen just yet. It was only 90 seconds ago, so likely he won't. Yeah, he's happy with that. It's one of those little minor triumphs in a game that's had a lot of adversity in it. Toro. Spain has 3. Tahul has 3. Baroni has 4. The Canadians nearly had another one, but not quite. So there's a chance for one more Spanish attack here. Who do they want to get it to? They want to get it to the old man, Baroni. Baroni scores! Of course he does! Of course he does! That's what he's been doing for donkey's years, and he's still doing it. Still doing it at 36. Now, this may well be his last World Championship. He might fancy coming back next year, to be honest. In Fukuoka, why not? He's still got it. It's pretty obvious. Now, if anybody other than he gets man of the match, it's a travesty. What's his rate tonight? 5 out of 6. So he's only actually missed 1 chance out of 6 opportunities. Surely that's a given. Well, doesn't mean much, but Canada will get the last possession. And the shot clock, well, they won't actually, probably. There might just be enough time for the smash. They will lose Malarak. That's his first foul. Shot clock down to 6. And Spanish will get it back. One more delivery coming. It needs to be a long pass here from the goalie. Has to be a long pass. Who's ready to receive? Just too far. Just too far in the end, but in the grand scheme of things, does it really matter? Canadians have one more shot, which comes in from Jeremy Blanchard. But overall, it's been a night to forget for the Canadians. Started okay, first period, 2-0. They'd have been reasonably happy with that. But then the floodgates opened, 7, 6, and 4 from the Spaniards, who are deserved winners, and deserved winners by quite a margin too. Very good night for David Martin Lozano. And pretty good night for anybody wearing the Spanish cap. Final score, Canada 2, Spain looking ominous, 19. Next up for the Canadians, it will be Italy. Oh dear. They're going to play the defending champions next. It doesn't get any easier, does it? And then the game that they hope to win to get 3rd place against South Africa. Spain have South Africa next. Then Spain against Italy is going to be an absolute cracker. Spain-Italy in 4 days' time is going to be edge of the seat stuff. Spain are playing very well. Italy have obviously started in a canter, 22-4. In fact, I'd say on the basis of that result, the Spanish have actually played better tonight. So when they go head-to-head, that could be a very, very interesting game in just a few days' time. Will determine who tops this group now. 18-goal spread between South Africa and Italy. 17-goal spread in this one. So only 1 goal difference. That does mean that Italy will top this group. Oh, just that 1 goal. But also I was mightily impressed. Slowish start by the Spaniards. Yes. Yeah, I think we get the message, Patrick. It's been one of those nights, hasn't it? Now, don't disappoint me, please. It's got to be Felipe Peroni. Yes! Thank you! It had to be, didn't it? Had to be. There could be no other player of the game other than Felipe Peroni. Well, justice is done. Thoroughly deserved. 5 goals for the, dare I call him the grandfather of Spanish water polo. Helped by 3 from Tahal, 3 from Toro, 2 from Granados, 2 from Menares. There are the stats, plain and simple. 54% shot efficiency compared to 8. 2 out of 26 taken by Canada, 19 out of 35 taken by Spain. Tail of the tape, really, isn't it? Peroni with 5 out of 6. Does he get better with age? Well, yeah, just that 1 goal means that Italy hold on to first place. Spain just behind them, plus 17 compared to plus 18. And Canada got some work to do, and they've got Italy next. South Africa might just fancy a pulp at Canada when they get them.